FCT minister revokes land titles belonging to top government officials. 1 killed, 4 injured in multiple explosions in Niger community. 35 minors die in Ibadan Stampede. Oni's ex-wife arrested. And on the international scene, Burkina Faso releases 4 French spies after Moroccan mediation. Good evening. Welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. And now the details. Now, land disputes and ownership issues in the Federal Capital Territory have reached critical levels as the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has revoked lands belonging to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, amongst others. Wike's administration has aggressively tackled these challenges, spending millions on public notices, also revoking land titles and demolition structures. Now, in this report, Chamun Dabeng explores and highlights the challenges with land administration, especially in the FCT. The report.
Since assuming office, Nyesom Wike has revoked titles and pulled down over 20,432 structures in 2024 alone. These actions, according to the administration, aims to restore Abuja's original master plan, but have sparked public outcry, as many affected buildings house businesses or families for years.
Wike at least should consider the people, because the hardship people are facing in Nigeria, more demolition will lead to more people stealing, those that don't have shelters and the rest.
Because there are so many people, they are already building their house for, let's say, 10 years, 20 years ago, and the government is away, and they are selling this land to them. And after you stay for place, anywhere that you go and stay for 10 to 20 years, and that place is supposed to be, it is your own.
In the process of demolishing these illegal structures, it brings pain on the occupants, so to say.
Despite criticism, estate developer Fanuel Lawrence, CEO of Green Peak Shelters, praised the decisive approach, citing the need to seal loopholes in land administration and rid the FCT of illegal structures.
There has been a lot of issues surrounding land documentation in Abuja. And these issues are multifaceted. They stems from sharp practices in acquiring some of these land documents, and also the fact that bureaucratic bottlenecks have also impeded the efficiency in the delivery of land title documents, even when individuals apply, and so many other factors like that. Land documentation is a very, very crucial and very, very important aspect of home or property ownership. Now, that is what gives you the right on that property.
Recent revocations include House Speaker Tajuddin Abbas and other high-profile individuals, primarily for failing to pay ground rents or obtain certificates of occupancy, CFO. While some residents agree illegal structures must go, they call for measures to mitigate the impact on affected citizens.
How do you want that somebody has building his house, he tried to manage it himself, and later they will just come and demolish his house without compensate him?
The level of homelessness in this country is scary. So I would suggest that when you embark on exercises like this, which are not wrong as some assume, you try and see how you can, make available some form of palliatives.
And that you stayed in a property or you occupy the land for 100 years and the documentation is faulty. Time does not now legitimize it.
As demolitions continue, concerns remain over documentation processes and the broader implications for landowners and residents in the FCT. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, spokesperson for former President Muhammadu Buhari, Garba Shehu, says his principal has no personal connection to the revoked land in the Federal Capital Territory. He framed the incident as a case of misinformation and bureaucratic missteps. Reports on Thursday revealed a decision by the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike to revoke land titles belonging to several high-profile individuals, including former President Muhammadu Buhari, ex-Chief Justice of Nigeria Walter Onogen, Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume, and about 760 others. However, a Thursday statement titled "Nothing Like Loss of Buhari Land in Abuja," issued by Buhari's media aide Garba Shehu, refuted claims that the former president's personal land was affected. Shehu clarified that the land in question is registered under the Muhammadu Buhari Foundation and not under Buhari's name. Despite these lawful beginnings, the foundation faced challenges with the FCT's land department, he noted. Shehu also addressed Buhari's personal history with land allocation during his presidency. In a pointed conclusion, Shehu urged critics to get their facts right and avoid dragging Buhari's name into the controversy. Minister Wike's revocation order has drawn widespread reactions, with many questioning its motives and implications for high-profile individuals. One farmer, Dauda Haruna, has been killed, while 4 others, including 3 siblings, were severely injured following a bomb explosions in Bassa community, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Reports say the incident happened between Bassa and Guadara communities on Thursday morning when the victims were going to farm to harvest crops. Residents said the first explosion went up with the 3 siblings who rode one motorcycle, while the second one went up when the motorcycle of those coming for rescue stepped on it, killing one of the rescuers. An eyewitness, Enoch, said the children were ahead on bike while he was going on foot with his wife when they heard a heavy sound. 2 of the siblings, Nehemiah and Jonah, and one of the rescuers, Abdullahi Shuaibu, lost 1 leg each.
That Ambadid have put bomb to the road behind Guadara and Bassa. So our people are going. There is another one person called Shaibu who is going with the bread to another village. So you see 3 people. There are 3 people there. The bomb have removed their 3 legs. So he go back to the village and tell people that let them go and rescue them. So the problem there is that the time that he go there, he sees the bomb stand up with him. So the man is dying now.
A week after the devastating attack on Kalmay community in Billiri local government area, victims continue to receive relief from the government and private individuals. While residents appreciate the food and the food aid, that was provided, they emphasized a greater need for improved security to ensure their safety. They are calling on security operatives to intensify patrols and prevent further attacks. Hassan Kohli reports.
The attack left the Kalmay community in ruins, with properties worth millions of naira destroyed and several houses set ablaze.
At the evening, they find us at the farm. We are doing the work of the farm, and they start fighting with us. They just put their cows in order to destroy what we are harvesting. Then we talk to them and they start fighting us. The person the daddy that they killed them, they killed 2 people. Took the many cows. They took cows, it's almost about 50 to 60. If they took it, they go away with it. And some of them came back, and some of them did not come back.
Although the support from the government and individuals has been helpful, residents are more concerned about long-term security measures to safeguard their community.
In fact, our problem is not food. The life that we are losing. Many women are coming widows. Many children are coming orphaned. It's not good. It's not supposed to be done that way. Our problem is no food, because we are capable to go to farm. We will weave and we will get food. But the lives, when you lost life, you lost it forever. And that person that you lost, you will not see him. What we are requesting for them to assist us with the securities. Because we don't have nothing to beg from them. We don't have nothing to request from them. What we are requesting from them for the security.
Community representatives described the attack as barbaric, urging the authorities to take decisive actions to protect the area and its people.
Despite we have closed the house, but still, as a matter of urgent intervention, I think I've spoken with the Honorable Speaker and I told him all about it. And the first thing that we are supposed to do, we will write to NEMA, SEMA, and the Northeast Development Agency to quickly intervene and bring relief to those affected ones.
In response to the incident, the Senate has directed security chiefs to investigate the attack and ensure the perpetrators are brought to justice. From Gombe, Hassan Kohli reporting for Trust TV.
35 minors have been confirmed dead in a stampede at a fun fair held at Islamic High School Orita, Bashorun, Ibadan. The incident, which happened on Wednesday, drew condemnation from many, including the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, who vowed to investigate the circumstances surrounding the tragedy. Makinde also said the state government would arrest those responsible for the incident and commiserate with the parents whose children were lost in the stampede. In a day after, the State Police Command announced that 7 suspects have been arrested for their roles in the disaster. The command spokesman, Adewale Osifeso, said ex-queen of the Oni of Ife, Naomi Sile Kunola, the principal of Islamic High School, Ibadan, Fasasi Abdullahi, and 6 others are in police custody. According to the statement, ex-queen was named as the main sponsor of the event. The command spokesperson also said that 6 persons are injured and receiving treatment in a medical facility. Meanwhile, the palace of the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has expressed sympathy to the families of the children whose lives were lost at a fun fair in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Wednesday. The palace also showed solidarity with the ex-queen, saying she genuinely cared for children and organized similar events in Osun State when she was queen. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has mourned the victims of the tragic incident at a children's fun fair in Ibadan, Oyo State, which claimed the innocent lives and left many others injured. A day after the tragic incident, 35 minors have been confirmed dead in a stampede at a fun fair held at Islamic High School Orita, Bashorun, the state capital. The president, in a statement by his spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, extended his condolences to the government and people of Oyo State, and most importantly to the grieving families who have lost their children in the unfortunate event. Tinubu highlighted that it is imperative to determine whether negligence or deliberate actions contributed to this painful incident, ensuring a transparent and accountable process. He also urged the Oyo State government to take every necessary measure to prevent such a tragedy from reoccurring. On litigation matters, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos on Thursday ordered the final forfeiture of a warehouse built on a landed property measuring 1.925 hectares of land along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Magboro, Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State. The court also ordered the permanent forfeiture of 54 general-purpose steel containers. Justice Dende Dipeolu made the order for the final forfeiture to the federal government of Nigeria after the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, moved an application for the forfeiture of the assets since no person or organization came forward to claim them. On November 28 of 2024, the judge had ordered the interim forfeiture of the assets while directing the EFCC to publish the order in the national newspaper for any interested person to appear before the court and show cause why it should not be finally forfeited. But at the resumed hearing on Thursday, the EFCC's counsel, Rotimi Oyedepo SAN, told the court that the commission had complied with the court's directives. Justice Marian Aneni of the Federal High Court, the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja, has granted the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, bail in the sum of 500 million naira with 3 sureties in like sum. Justice Aneni had on December 10th refused the ex-governor's bail application, saying it was filed prematurely. While delivering the initial ruling, she said that having been filed when the first defendant was neither in the custody nor before the court, the instance application was incompetent. There was, however, room for the governor's lawyer to file a fresh application for bail and apply for hearing date. The former governor is facing an alleged money laundering trial to the tune of 110 billion naira, along with 2 others. He had pleaded not guilty to the 16-count charges brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. At the day's proceedings, the counsel for the former governor, Joseph Daudu, SAN, informed the court that the defense counsels had filed a further affidavit in response to the counter affidavit filed and served by the prosecution counsels. There was no objection from the prosecution counsel, Olukayode Enitan, SAN. The court thereafter granted the application for withdrawal, striking out the further affidavit. Statistician General of the Federation, Adeniran Adeyemi, has been invited for questioning by the Department of State Services, the DSS, following the release of a controversial survey report on ransom payments in Nigeria. Authoritative sources revealed that the DSS is scrutinizing the methodology and data used in the report, which claims that ransom payment had reached alarming levels, spiking national and international reactions. The Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey report, published by the National Bureau of Statistics on Tuesday, disclosed that Nigerians paid an estimated total of 2.23 trillion naira as ransom to kidnappers between the periods of May 2023 and April 2024. The survey report showed that 65% of households affected by kidnapping incident resorted to paying ransoms to secure the release of victims. On average, each household paid 2.67 million naira per incident. It revealed that an estimated 51.89 million crime incidents were recorded across Nigerian households in the reference period. The report showed that the Northwest region had the highest incidence of crime, with 14.4 million cases reported, followed by the North Central region with 8.8 million incidents. A day after the report was released, the Bureau disclosed that its official website had been hacked and that it was working to restore it. The 2025 appropriation bill of 49.7 trillion naira presented by President Bola Tinubu has advanced significantly in the legislative process, securing second readings in both the Senate and House of Representatives. The budget, themed Securing Peace, Rebuilding Prosperity, was first laid before a joint session of the National Assembly on December 18th of 2024. The report.
During Thursday's plenary, Senate Leader Okpeyemi Bamidele led the debate on the general principles of the budget. He highlighted key projections including an oil price benchmark of $75 per barrel, daily production estimates of 2.6 million barrels, and an exchange rate of 1,500 naira to the dollar. Lawmakers commended the budget as a budget of restoration while calling for its full implementation, particularly in critical sectors like defense, health, and infrastructure. Others urged for fiscal discipline and innovative revenue strategies to address concerns about recurrent expenditure and debt servicing.
2025 budget has seen a significant increase of 74.18%, reaching 49.7 trillion in nominal terms, signaling a bold fiscal strategy aimed at addressing persistent infrastructure gaps and development challenges. I want us to draw our attention to the fact that whereas funding has been provided from all other development commissions, zonal development commissions, that of the South-South, maybe because it has not been assented to law, has not been provided for them. We must commend our armed forces, but we must continue to demand for better and improved performance. And with this kind of funding, I think what we need to do is to keep our eyes on the ball. That is to say, that will ask for accountability. In putting defense and security as a top priority, it means we will do a lot to go back to agriculture. But once we go to agriculture, I would like to see where this budget will address some issue and put stimulus into banks like Bank of Agriculture, the Bank of Industry, so that we can put stimulus back to the economy. This budget has come with a lot of hopes, and I hope the National Assembly, as it is, should be able to make sure that the performance of the budget of 2025 performs much better than what you have obtained. Right to say that my experience has taught me that throwing money at people without ensuring that they use the money strictly for the purpose for which it was appropriated can only lead to what I call goal displacement.
After extensive deliberations, Senate President Godswill Akpabio referred the bill to the Senate Committee on Appropriation with a 4-week deadline to report back. Similarly, the House of Representatives held its debate on the budget's general principles. House Majority Leader Julius Ivonbere emphasized the bill's purpose to authorize expenditures from the Consolidated Revenue Fund, with allocations targeting national priorities. Lawmakers expressed support for the budget, praising allocations to defense, infrastructure, health, and education. However, some raised concerns over recurrent expenditure and the nation's rising debt profile.
Mr. Speaker, as leader of the House and the one that speaks on behalf of the government, I will say that this budget is very welcome. The focus is appropriate, the commitment is timely, and the buck has now been passed not just from the President, but to the National Assembly and to all Nigerians.
To continue to budget that we are going to achieve security for the country this 2025, and the same 2025 that we're also going to achieve food security is self-deceit.
Some have said that this budget is too ambitious or that it can trigger inflation. But this is a budget that clearly states its target of inflation reduction from 34% to 15%.
We budget for vehicles every year. We budget for utensils every year. So what I would like us to do, sir, to open more revenues or block loopholes, is to look at all these ministries that are bringing their budgets. If they bought vehicles last year, please, they should just relax now. Vehicles do not expire. These are the little things, Mr. Speaker, that unless we start looking at them, the loopholes we talk about will not come out.
This bill be read the second time. Those in support of it say aye. Those against say nay. This is the highest silence I've ever had. Not even a single small nay. The ayes have it.
Following a lively debate, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu referred the budget to the House Committee on Appropriation. Both chambers adjourned their sittings to January 14, 2025, allowing members to partake in the Christmas and New Year festivities.
Now moving on to other stories, the Nigerian Senate is taking steps to restore the country's monetary sovereignty by banning the use of foreign currencies such as the US dollar for salaries and transactions within Nigeria. This move, aimed at strengthening the naira, has sparked mixed reactions among Lagos residents. Victoria Tokolo's report is presented from our studio. Take a look.
The Senate has proposed a bill titled "A Bill to Alter the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007 to prohibit the use of foreign currencies for remuneration and transactions," sponsored by Senate Ned Nwoko, chairman of the Senate Committee on Reparations and Repatriation. The bill seeks to ensure that all salaries and transactions in Nigeria are conducted exclusively in naira, aiming to eliminate discriminatory practices, boost confidence in the local currency, and foster economic independence. Speaking with Lagos residents, many expressed optimism that this move could enhance the value of the naira and strengthen the Nigerian economy.
To me, it's a good development. At least this is Nigeria, and our currency is what is naira, right? So I think it's not advisable for us to be spending dollars in some part of this country or some firm making use of dollars as a means of payment. So I think in Nigeria, naira is okay. Then I think with that it will strengthen our naira.
I want it to stop to pay salary in dollars in transactions. So let we use naira as how we are Nigeria. Let we use Nigeria currencies.
If they can take it up like that, it's okay. But it's getting too late because everything has been devalued, especially in our naira. Devaluation of naira. Before, if I have a 20 naira, I know what to do about it. Now 20,000 naira is useless. It's nothing. Getting to market, there's nothing I can use it to. Simply because the dollar is rise up. So that's all. It's good if they can do it.
I'm very happy when I saw it. When I was even reading it, I was very happy. I was so impressed that our Senate could go to this extent. We've been waiting for this for a very long time because it has been making the economy grounded. Business is not flowing the way it should be. And a lot of things that we're supposed to be doing to make life easier for us here, we can't. Because I can't imagine where we can be using somebody's money to do our own business here.
The motion that the House of Senate, the move is very, very good and it's a good idea. So if we are transacting any business in Nigeria or the private sector wants to pay the salary of their staff in dollar, that will be okay. But now if they are paying them in naira, our money will be more valuable than before. Even the rate of the dollar to naira, the dollar will go down for naira. So I prefer that they should be paying salary in naira, and any business you want to do in Nigeria should be in naira because we are in a naira country.
The Senate argues that the widespread use of foreign currencies undermines the naira's value and perpetuates economic dependency. The proposed bill seeks to prioritize the naira for all domestic and international transactions, increase the currency's value through demand-driven policies, standardize salaries in naira for local and expatriate workers, foster national pride and economic self-reliance by reducing reliance on foreign currencies. Senator Nwoko described the current dependence on foreign currencies as a colonial relic that hinders Nigeria's economic progress. With this initiative, the naira could regain its central role in the nation's economy and bolster its value domestically.
The National Hajj Commission, NACON, has announced plans to abolish the use of the dollar for Hajj-related payments, a move aimed at reducing the skyrocketing cost of Hajj fares. This was disclosed by the Commission's chairman, Professor Abdullahi Saleh Usman, during a courtesy visit to the Emir of Argungun at his palace. The chairman explained that paying for essential Hajj activities, such as flights in dollars, has significantly contributed to the high cost of Hajj, making it unaffordable for many Nigerians. Saleh commended the federal government for its support, particularly the Hajj subsidy, but expressed concern over the late payment of Hajj fares, which have led to Nigeria failing to fulfill its allocated quota of pilgrims. He called on traditional and religious leaders to help facilitate the abolition of the dollar in pilgrimage-related transactions by engaging relevant stakeholders. Vice President Kashim Shettima on Wednesday prayed for Nigeria while performing a lesser Hajj, that's Umrah, at the holy mosque of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Shettima's spokesperson Stanley Nwocha, in a statement on X on Thursday, disclosed that the Vice President offered prayers for Nigeria's peace and stability during the spiritual exercise. Shettima was said to have prayed to Allah to grant Nigeria's leaders the wisdom to rule the nation and to govern the people well. Nwocha also disclosed that the Vice President's scheduled bilateral meeting with the President of the Islamic Development Bank in Jeddah and had been rescheduled for a later date and is expected to return to Nigeria on Friday. Shettima had flown to Saudi Arabia for the lesser Hajj from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, where he presented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the commissioning of a $315 million oil production and storage facility owned by Oriental Energy Limited.
Our foremost prayer is for peace to prevail in our land. May Allah grant our land peace and social harmony. May Allah grant our nation prosperity and tranquility. May Allah grant our leaders, from the president down to our local councillors, the wisdom of Solomon, the patience of Job, and the generosity of Muhammad Rasulullah. May Allah grant us the wisdom to rule our nation well, to govern our people well, and let there be peace and tranquility and prosperity in our nation. This is our prayer, and inshallah our prayer will be answered by Allah.
Dangote Petroleum Refinery says it has reduced the price of its petrol to 899.50 naira, that's 899 naira 50 kobo per litre, to provide relief for Nigerians ahead of the Christmas and New Year holiday season. In a statement, the company's spokesman, Anthony Chiejena, said the price reduction is designed to ease transport costs during the festive period. The refinery also said consumers can purchase an additional litre of fuel on credit for every litre bought on a cash basis. The private-owned refinery had in November lowered the price of its petrol to 970 naira per litre. The spokesman for the refinery, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day, the BPD, also expressed gratitude to Nigerians for their continued support as the country enters the festive season. Chiedina further emphasized the refinery's commitment to ensuring Nigerians have access to premium quality petroleum products that are competitively priced as well as environmentally and engine-friendly. He highlighted that the refinery's operations marked the end of Nigeria being a dumping ground for substandard and blended imported products, which have posed significant risks to human health, machinery, and the environment. The Christmas and New Year celebrations are usually a time for Nigerians to travel, reunite with loved ones, and unwind after a busy year. However, the soaring cost of transportation is turning this cherished annual tradition into a luxury for many. With just days to Christmas, Trust TV's Noel Samson visited the bustling Utako Park, where park officials and drivers lament low patronage, while passengers express frustration over exorbitant transportation costs. The report.
The Utako Park is one of the busiest parks in the FCT, accounting for hundreds of journeys to various parts of the country. This time of the year is usually the most profitable because of the number of travelers trooping in. Alhaji Ibrahim Gaji, the FCT Vice Chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, expressed concern over the sharp decline in travelers' patronage. Despite maintaining ticket prices for the past 2 months, the turnout of passengers remains low.
That is why now you can see, if it is before, when you come to the park, you can see everywhere passengers sitting waiting for vehicle. But because of the money, passengers are not coming. They are not coming again. Because everybody will come, will complain. But we temper justice with mercy. We don't want to add more fear on them so that they cannot be able to come to the park. What we are collecting, still that is what we are collecting, because from last year? No, presently, before this December period. This is December period. This is our time.
Drivers at the park shared similar sentiments, lamenting how the festive season, which is typically their busiest and most profitable period, has failed to yield significant income this year. Many said rising fuel prices and other operational costs have eroded their profits.
We are buying the fuel like around 190 or 200 naira per liter. But after the high price of the fuel, that thing make everybody no get chance to travel, because there's no money.
You know, say that last year, motor go me like 40, 50, 100. But this time around, our car didn't move like this because of people, they are complaining. There's no money. We serve, you will load like 50,000, you buy fuel 30,000. You settle the office, you now put like 20,000, 15,000 naira. People loaders, was there. We are giving them too. Highest 10,000 naira will be with you.
The situation at the park paints a grim picture, with passengers sitting idly for hours, waiting for vehicles to fill up. Travelers blame the delays or the prohibitive cost of transportation, which has discouraged many from traveling.
The price still remains the same, 8,000, and honestly, it's not like the price is too much. Over 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So there is no passenger.
Meanwhile, Nigerians are appealing to the federal government to address the lingering fuel price issues, which they say have made traveling during the festive season an unattainable dream for many. No, Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Onions, a staple in Nigerian households and a sought-after commodity during the festive season, have hit record-breaking prices in Kano State. A single bulb now costs as much as 500 naira, while a bag sells for up to 300,000 naira. Abdulaziz Ibrahim has a situation report from Kano.
In Kano State, the once plentiful onion has become scarce, leaving street vendors and farmers lamenting unprecedented price hikes. It is very scarce now and in high demand at places that we transport it to, like Port Harcourt, Lagos and Warri at this time of the year. We buy the bag of onions at 300,000 naira to 250,000 to even 200,000. Then we put it in small measures for whoever will buy it at 5,000 naira. Flooding in key northern farming areas and poor harvest due to inadequate farm inputs, including fertilizer and insecticides, have significantly reduced supply, driving prices to alarming levels.
Onion is one of the most perishable crops that we have. After tomato and pepper, then it is onion. So lack of storage facilities now contributed to the higher price that we are seeing now. Because no matter what quantity farmer produce, if we don't have the capacity, the facilities to store it for maybe 3, 4 out to 6 months, there's no way you will have what you want maybe at a later period. At the time you harvest, you have to do what you can, take what you want to use, the one that you are able to store, because our capacity to store is very small, very limited, and it is traditional. It's local way of storing it. And that one will not will not be adequate to store the large quantity that maybe will guarantee you supply in the near future.
At Badume Onion Market, once a thriving hub, empty stores now dominate the scene as the local supply dwindles. Many sellers have resorted to sourcing onions from other states to sustain their trade.
Saboda a yanzu dai a Sokoto dai ana yin 260 250 buhu daya a Sokoto.
Onions is available in Sokoto State at 260,000 to 250,000, but ours here in Kano is not ready for harvest. That is why there is a low supply. Despite the challenges, there is optimism that ongoing dry season farming will improve the supply and stabilize prices in coming weeks. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Adamawa State Executive Council, led by Governor Amadou Umar Fintiri, has approved 238 million naira to provide relief for victims of the 2024 flood disaster across 5 local government areas in the state. The affected communities include Numan, Lamurde, Madagali, Michika, and Demsa. As part of the relief efforts, each impacted household will receive 250,000 naira to help families recover and rebuild their lives after the devastating floods. This initiative demonstrates the government's commitment to supporting its citizens during difficult times and fostering resilience in affected communities. In addition to the flood relief, the council has approved over 197 million naira for the renovation and construction of the Adamawa Agricultural Mechanization Agency headquarters, offices, and central workshop. This investment aims to enhance agricultural development and mechanization in the state.
The council has equally approved to publish the Business Enabling Reform Action Plan (BERA) for the year 2025 implementation period to meet up the eligibility criteria for participation in the year 2025 implementation period of the State Action on Business Enabling Reform (SEBA) program in the state. This, in essence, is to approve BERA for the year 2025 and publish it in order to meet up with the eligibility criteria in the state and ensure that before or on 31st December, this program has been published on the state website to meet up with the eligibility criteria by the World Bank.
Still in Adamawa State, the government, in partnership with development organizations, has officially launched a groundbreaking education policy to enhance the quality and delivery of education in the state. At the unveiling ceremony, Governor Amadu Umaru Fintiri, represented by his deputy, reiterated the government's dedication to implementing the policy. This landmark initiative is aimed at transforming teaching and learning outcomes across the state. Gibson Swadego reports from the banquet hall of the Government House in Yola.
It is my pleasure to launch this policy today on behalf of His Excellency.
Stakeholders from various sectors in Adamawa State convened at the banquet hall for the official unveiling of the much-anticipated education policy document. The initiative was developed in collaboration with the Center for Advocacy, Transparency, and Accountability Initiative, CATAI, to address critical gaps in the educational system. Speaking at the event, the Adamawa State Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development, Dr. Garba Bella, highlighted the government's recognition of education as a cornerstone for development. He emphasized the role of the new policy in creating a safe and conducive environment for quality education.
The Adamawa State Policy on Education, which we unveil today, is a product of rigorous analysis, broad-based consultation, and a deep commitment to the principle of equality, equity, access, and quality.
In his remarks, the Executive Director of CATAI, Abubakar Muazu Sadiq, described the policy as a strategic blueprint for revolutionizing the educational sector. He lauded the government for prioritizing transparency and accountability in the process.
This collaborative effort ensured that the policy framework addressed the specific needs of the educational system in Adamawa State while aligning with the broader vision of the state government.
Representing the governor, Deputy Governor Professor Kaleta Farauta pledged unwavering support for the smooth implementation of the policy. She emphasized the significance of partnerships and collaboration in achieving the desired outcomes, noting that the policy is a pioneering effort at the sub-national level in Nigeria.
This event reflects our shared commitment to enhancing education and ensuring that every child in Adamawa State has access to quality educational opportunities. I wish to acknowledge our valued development partners, especially the Malala Fund and the Center for Advocacy, Transparency and Accountability Initiative, CATAI. Their support has been crucial in bringing this policy to fruition in Adamawa State, which we are honored to launch today.
The policy's development process involved months of intensive research and stakeholders' collaboration, underscoring the commitment to advancing education in Adamawa State. This policy is expected to serve as a model for other states, setting the standard for innovation and excellence in education governance. Gibson Soadego, Trust TV News, Yola.
Over 26,000 people have benefited from various support initiatives under the fourth round of the Katsina State CARES program in the Funtua Senatorial Zone. The state coordinator of the program, Nafiu Muhammad Musa, disclosed this during the official launch of the initiative at the Malumfashi Township Stadium. The report.
The Katsina State CARES program, a joint initiative of the World Bank and the Katsina State government, aims to enhance the socio-economic well-being of residents while addressing the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The program encourages communities to execute development projects, support small and medium enterprises (SMEs), and provides farmers with inputs to boost agricultural productivity. Under the Dikko-Radda-led administration, the initiative has continued to make a significant impact on the lives of residents. To sustain the momentum, Governor Dikko Radda launched the fourth round of the program for the Funtua Senatorial Zone at the Malumfashi Township Stadium. This phase of the program has benefited over 26,000 people drawn from the 11 local government areas in the zone. At the launch, Governor Dikko Radda presented checks worth 12 million naira to 65 communities to enable them to execute various community development projects. Additionally, 3,600 vulnerable households each received 50,000 naira as financial support.
Supported 23,300 farmers with agricultural inputs, assets to facilitate and promote agricultural productivity, which will in turn sustain grassroots agricultural value chain as well as improve the socio-economic prospects of the state.
The state coordinator of the program, Nafiu Muhammad Musa, commended Governor Dikko Radda for his commitment to improving the lives of residents and urged beneficiaries to use the resources effectively to achieve the program's objectives.
Today, it's a ceremony that we have planned for over 4 weeks, and alhamdulillah, it has come, and all beneficiaries have received their items right from CSDA, Kasida, and Fadama.
Nafi Muhammad called on beneficiaries to ensure the proper use of the support provided, emphasizing the importance of achieving the intended goals. Similarly, 4,095 small and medium entrepreneurs received business training, operational grants, and startup equipment such as grinding machines, mini inverters, and POS machines. On the agricultural front, 19,068 farmers were provided with essential tools and assets, including hand power tillers, goats, fingerlings, day-old chickens, and solar-powered water pumps, all aimed at increasing agricultural productivity in the region. Some of the beneficiaries expressed their gratitude to the Dikko Radda-led administration for its dedication to improving the lives of people in the zone.
It's now time for business news update with Yusuf Akogo.
The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, has said that the $42.01 billion external reserves of the country can finance imports of food and services for more than 9 months. Speaking on Wednesday in Abuja during Performance Index report presentation before Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Kadoso assured Nigerians of better economic fortune in 2025. He stated that external reserve rose from $38.35 billion it was on September 30 to $42.01 billion as of December 12, 2024. The increase in external reserve within the stated period, he explained, was driven largely by receipts from crude oil-related taxes and third-party receipts in Q3 2024. Airfares on domestic routes have surged by 218% in 6 months, reflecting the combined impact of high operational costs and heightened demand for travels. As a result of high cost of airfare, several Nigerians have been forced to cancel their Christmas travels, with some taking to road travels to save cost. According to the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), the average cost of airfares in commonly flown routes such as Lagos-Abuja stood at 89,888 in June 2024. In December, however, the cost has jumped to 285,000 naira, indicating a 218% increase over a 6-month period. A major airline listed as one-way economic ticket for the Abuja-Owerri route on December 2024 at 143,000 naira, but this later changed to 285,800 naira. The Abuja-Port Harcourt route has also witnessed steep increase, with the major airline charging 285,800 naira for an economy ticket for a December 20 trip. Let's check the global stock market and exchange rate data for today. Oil prices trade lower on Thursday as investors await the result of the Federal Reserve decisions. At the London market, Brent crude sells for $72 per barrel. For the pay basket, price steadies at $73 per barrel. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogo.
On the international scene, Burkina Faso's junta-led government said on Thursday that it has released 4 French nationals it called spies, following Morocco-mediated negotiation with France. The West African Nations Information Agency said in a statement that Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the country's president, welcomed Morocco's diplomatic efforts and noted that France and Burkina Faso's relations had soured in recent years. In a post on X on Thursday, France's Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu described the detainees as French Armed Forces members. The 4 were arrested in Ouagadougou in December 2023 on what Jeune Afrique and French media reported as espionage-related charges. Their detention came at a low point in France's relation with its former colonies in the Sahel, including Burkina Faso. France's Élysée Palace said in a statement that President Emmanuel Macron has thanked Morocco's King Mohammed VI for mediating discussions that led to their release. A court in Guinea has sentenced former Defense Minister Mohamed Diène to 5 years in prison for corruption, illicit enrichment, embezzlement, and money laundering. Diène, who served under ex-President Alpha Condé from 2015 to 2021, must also pay a $58.5 million fine, and his properties in Conakry and Kankan, alongside with his bank accounts, will be seized by the state. The judge ruled that Diène could not justify the origin of his wealth. He has been detained since May 2022 as part of a sweeping anti-corruption campaign launched by the military junta after its 2021 coup. And now let's join Adeni Adushafe for Sports News Update.
The Fire Blazers, a new Nigeria-American school flag football team based in Yanyan in the outskirts of Abuja City Center, held its 2024 touchdown game at Government Secondary School, Yanyan, to end 2024, while also showcasing the sport in an exhibition game to promote flag football in Nigeria. Initiator of Fire Blazers flag football team, Mazi Ngozi Anaza, appreciates his partners in bringing to fore the vision of flag football development alongside FCT Director of School Sport, Hashima Adamu, for approving the snap-up of the program, which was birthed a year ago. And as I said, the acceptance of flag football is going well and lots of young Nigerians are beginning to venture into the sport. Flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in Nigeria, and in just about a year, the Fine Blazers flag football team have produced 5 players in the books of 2 teams, Capital City Alphas and Abuja Phoenix, in the Abuja Flag Football League. And in football, the leadership of the National Association for Women in Sport, NAWIS, has joined President Bola Tinubu and many other well-meaning Nigerians in congratulating goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie and the Super Falcons of Nigeria for the accolades they scooped at the 2024 CAF Awards held on Monday night in Marrakesh, Morocco. Nnadozie, beaten to the African Player of the Year by Zambia's Barbara Banda, won for the second time as Africa's best goalkeeper for women. At the prestigious award ceremony, 9-time African champion, the Super Falcons of Nigeria named Women Team of the Year. NAWIS President Professor Miriam Suleiman of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria praised Chiamaka and Super Falcons while imploring them to reclaim the African Women's Cup of Nations crown, now held by South Africa's Banyana Banyana. NAWIS also reserved praise for the exploits of Atalanta Bergamo and Super Eagles forward Ademola Lookman, crowned Men's African Footballer of the Year. Professor Miriam Suleiman said the recognition of goalkeeper Chamaka and Super Falcons by CAF is consistent with the exploits of Team Nigeria's women folks and should inspire other upcoming athletes, especially women, to remain steadfast in pursuing their dreams. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
And with that, we wrap up News Hour on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening.